When we talk about boxing, people usually imagine the lone warrior under the bright lights, gloves up, eyes locked, walking into the ring like he's carrying the weight of an entire nation on his shoulders. But what if I told you, in Japan, in America, even in places where boxing fandom thrives, there's this other side of the sport, a world that feels almost like idol culture, where fighters are not just champions but icons, packaged, promoted, adored, followed, dissected, and elevated by fans the way you'd see with boy bands or K-pop groups, except the stage here is the squared circle and the spotlight comes from brutal knockouts instead of dance routines. And no name embodies that crossover energy quite like Naoya Inoue, the monster, because when he steps through the ropes, it's not just a fight, it's a full-blown event, a spectacle that feels choreographed but completely real, raw, and dangerous, and fans are eating up every second of it. Picture this: Tokyo Dome buzzing like it's about to host a pop concert, except instead of glow sticks you've got thousands of people waving miniature Japanese flags, chanting his name like it's a chorus to their favorite anthem. Social media explodes the second he begins that slow walk to the ring, cameras flashing, fans live streaming, hashtags trending worldwide, not just in Japan but in Los Angeles, in New York, in Manila, in London. And the way he's packaged, clean cut, sharp, that quiet smile that masks a killer instinct, it's almost eerie, like watching the frontman of an idol group transform backstage into a predator the second the bell rings. And here's the thing: insiders talk about how his camp actually runs his brand like a group management company. Behind the scenes, they plan his fights like world tours, his press conferences like fan meetings, even his weigh-ins feel like mini-events. Trainers, promoters, PR managers, stylists, even digital strategists, they're all part of the machine, all making sure the monster isn't just a fighter but a global idol for the boxing world. You see it in the way his merchandise sells out instantly, limited edition gloves signed by Inoue showing up on resale markets at 10 times the price, fans lining up outside venues like they're waiting for a pop star's album drop. And when he fought that night, the fight that turned him into a monster in the eyes of the entire boxing community, it was more than a victory. It was theater. It was transformation. You had fans crying in the stands, literally weeping because they felt like they had just witnessed the birth of a legend, the same way idol fans talk about seeing their favorite member shine for the first time on stage. Social media threads read like fan club posts, people comparing his combos to dance choreography, his knockouts to chorus drops, and every replay clip went viral like a new music video teaser. What makes it even more fascinating is how other fighters orbit him like rival idol groups. Some want to collaborate, some want to challenge, some just want to ride the wave of his momentum. And the rivalries, they aren't just fights, they're story arcs, almost scripted but painfully real. Fans choose sides like they're picking between competing fandoms, hashtags turning into digital battlegrounds, artwork, edits, tribute videos flooding YouTube and TikTok. And promoters, they lean into it, feeding the drama, knowing that this isn't just about belts or rankings anymore, it's about controlling the narrative, owning the spotlight, keeping the fans addicted to the story. You even hear whispers about the locker room atmosphere, like after the fight, how his team blasted music and celebrated like a boy band after a sold-out dome show, cameras catching those rare behind-the-scenes smiles. Champagne sprayed, laughter echoing, but also those intense moments where Inoue sits alone, towel over his head, reflecting, almost detached, like he knows the performance isn't over, that the next act is already waiting. Fans love that duality, the soft-spoken idol off stage, the ruthless monster under the lights, and it keeps them hooked, because they're not just watching a fighter, they're following a saga. And as his fame spread, it started to blur the lines even more. American audiences, who usually pride themselves on hard grit, started to buy into the spectacle, calling him the face of a new generation, the one fighter who doesn't just win but captivates, the one who could make boxing feel like a cultural movement again. Networks promote his fights like Super Bowl halftime shows, promo videos cut like music trailers, and fans camp outside arenas for a glimpse, holding posters, chanting lyrics they made up, singing his name like he's the lead vocalist of the hardest-hitting idol group in the world. But here's where it gets wild: the deeper you go, the more you realize this isn't just about Naoya Inoue anymore. Other fighters in his orbit are being marketed like subunits, spin-offs, rival factions, each carrying their own storylines but always tying back to the monster, like he's the main character in an ongoing series. Trainers are treated like producers, sparring partners like backup dancers, and every press conference feels like a teaser trailer for the next big drop. Fans don't just watch the fights, they create theories, they make edits, they speculate about rivalries, they live in the narrative like it's their favorite fandom. And the energy doesn't fade, it keeps building, fight after fight, knockout after knockout, storyline after storyline, as if we're all part of something bigger, something unfolding, something that feels less like watching sports and more like being swept into an idol phenomenon with fists instead of microphones, with blood instead of glitter, with legacies instead of chart rankings. And the crazy part, it feels like we're still only in the middle of the saga.